Welcome to Kenect the Dots, a podcast where we unlock the stories that connect each and every one of us. Hosted by me, Zach Day, in partnership with Kenect Nashville. How do you connect?
How do you connect? That's the age-old question. Everyone, welcome back to my favorite podcast and yours, Kenect the Dots podcast with me, Zach Day, over here at Kenect Phoenix. Listen, y'all, it's been a minute. I've been traveling. I've been busy. I've been doing my thing. But, we're always going to get you a podcast every week. So welcome back, and thank you guys for coming. Today, I have a very special guest with me, my friend McKenna. How do you say your last name?
Brumbaugh.
Brumbaugh?
Brumbaugh.
Okay,
yes.
I was not going to say it like that. So.
No, that's okay. People say like Broomba. Yeah.
Brumbaugh or something like that.
That's another one that I get. Yeah.
So we have McKenna Brumbaugh.
Yes.
Brumbaugh here with me today. And yeah, thank you so much for coming to the podcast.
Oh my God, thank you for having me. I love it.
I've been seeing McKenna's stuff all around the building for the last few weeks, ever since I've been here in Phoenix. And McKenna is a fitness instructor, and she does a lot of the training and the classes here at Kenect Phoenix, as well as outside of Kenect, right?
Yes. I am the head coach of Orange 3 Fitness, downtown Phoenix. So head coach there, run a class here for Kenect once a week.
Nice.
And then Run Club will start once it's not 110
Yes.
again. Yes, we stopped because it got extremely
It's
hot.
so hot, yeah.
And then I work for some online coaching company as well.
Nice.
So just constantly staying busy.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Yes.
I mean, same here. This podcast literally is just about like hustling, the hustle mentality.
grind.
Yeah, the grind. Because everybody that I have on here is just like a super hard worker, and we're out here doing our thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
So yeah, I met McKenna whenever I was down here in the lobby, and I was like hanging out, and she walked over, she put down these flyers for like free Orange Theory class, and I was like, oh my God. And I like love Orange Theory. I haven't been in forever.
Yeah, you gotta come.
But I want to. So that's definitely my plan. But I was like, oh, and then I was like, hey, I've been actually meaning to get you on the podcast because you came highly recommended. So
Well, I love to hear that.
So thanks for coming. Tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from, your story. Just like give us the rundown for those who may not know exactly who you are yet. Introduce yourself.
Okay, so let's see. I grew up in a very small town in North Dakota.
North Dakota.
Very, like when I say small, I graduated high school with 30 other people. Small. I think my town had like 1,000 some people in it. So very small.
I relate to that.
Yeah. Okay. I had to get out. So fortunately, I guess my parents were divorced. So my dad was living in Ohio at the time. So I was visiting there during the summer, and I fled and went to college out there.
In Ohio?
In Ohio, yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Kent State.
Oh, okay. I actually know where that's at. Isn't that in like, what city is that
It's in Kent, but
It's
it's
in
like
Kent, okay.
35-ish minutes south of Cleveland.
Okay, yeah, Cleveland. That's what I was going to say.
So yeah, south of Cleveland, close to Akron. Akron's like rival. So went out there for school.
Nice.
Family was out there. My family lived like 20 minutes away. Went out there for school. COVID hit, I want to say my junior year. Went and lived at home. And then my grandparents have lived here for a long time.
In Phoenix?
In like Sun City. So older retirement.
Right.
And my dad was like trying to move back. And so they're like, we're going to move to Arizona. And I was like, oh, like I want to finish my senior year here, blah, blah, blah. And then it just happened that I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow you guys. And so they moved. I followed them. I moved here in 2021. Yeah, May of 2021. Lived here for my first year at Kenect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I toured here in April and moved here then in May.
Okay.
My parents live out in Surprise, so like everyone's still close. And then I finished up school online. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to hope that I can take all online class because of COVID.
Wow. That's really cool because like, I feel like your senior year or like your last couple semesters, it's like, no, you can't.
Oh, and I was like, oh, I'll figure it out. Like whether I have to do ASU. I don't know. I just like hoped, right? Most of my classes were already online anyway. So I was finishing up school, getting a criminology and justice degree. And I was like, I don't think I really want to go to law school. I don't really want to use this degree. I was serving full time too. So like I was already like in the real world being like, I don't want to use my degree, but I need to finish. I'm like, I have less than a year.
Yeah.
And then my stepmom used to go to Orange Theory.
Okay.
And so that's how I kind of got introduced there.
Okay.
I started to work out and I was like, yeah, it's all right. It's cool. And then she had bought me like this pack you could get of classes for Christmas.
This was here in Phoenix too, right? This is where you currently work.
Yes.
Right?
So I took class for the first time out in Surprise with her. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. Like if you want to get me something for Christmas, gets me like this 3-pack for Christmas, January 2022. I'm like, okay, there's one downtown. I'll go.
So before you were doing, not to interrupt,
no,
but
please,
I'm curious.
please.
So before you were doing Orange Theory and like before your mom like bought you that, like were you into working out and fitness and stuff like that?
So I played sports in high school for a little while. Like I had played volleyball, basketball, golf, whatever. But kind of like fell out of it. Senior year, I won like most school spirit out of my 30 kids in my class. I won most school spirit.
Right.
But like I was just like all my friends were in it, and I kind of like got more into like the speech debate side of everything.
Okay.
Went to college and no, I was not healthy whatsoever. I would go out like 3-4 nights a week. I was doing things out. I was
Right.
my schooling was not coming first for sure. I was definitely living freshman college year life.
Right. You're like, I'm gonna rebel.
No, I was, so definitely
Party
not
girl.
like that was not even on the radar.
It was
whatsoever.
brat summer.
It was, every
Like,
single day.
Yeah.
It was like a very fun stories, right? Would never change it for the world. Very great time. COVID happened and we were all locked up, right? So we had we would go on walks.
Okay.
And I remember I found a video a while ago. It was like I had run my first 2 miles without stopping, like during COVID.
Nice. No,
But
I did the same thing during
because
COVID.
there was
I was
nothing
like,
else to do.
I started running and I like really like, I'm like, dang, I kind of wish I could go back to that because I had no other option. But to,
People say that. They're like, honestly, I was in some of the best shape of my life during COVID because there was literally nothing to do.
Well, it was either you're in the best shape or you're in the worst shape. I've seen it both ways. For me, it was like, I was working out really like hard, but
I was like working out, but I guess it was like I got like a taste of it.
right.
And then I was working out in the gym, but it wasn't.
So
anything
your
crazy.
mom's like, okay, come to Orange Theory, and you're like, okay. So like when you did that first class, like were you like, oh my god, that was like a workout? Or were you like,
And I think it's such like something it takes a few classes to like get used to for sure.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, this is cool.
it can kind of kick your ass, like if you're, especially if you're not used to it. So like, I went into it knowing that it was going to be a good workout my first time, but I also like, if I'm like, okay, I'm going to invite like some of my friends to go, I'm like, guys, just be prepared.
Yes, because it's not only like a lot, but it's like a lot of new information.
Yeah.
And so I think I was like, yeah, this is fun. If you got me something, I'd for sure probably use it. And so I went in then. Okay, so now we're fast forwarding back.
Yeah.
Going in January 2022, I go in with my pack of classes. And I started taking class. And then I was like, yeah, okay. I started to fall in love with like the community, everything, bought a membership. And I don't know, there wasn't a day, I couldn't tell you a week or like something that I was just like, this could be fun. Like I used to talk with the people at the front desk all the time. After class, I got really close with them. And then my studio manager now at the time then was like, do you want to drop or like, would you want to work here?
That's awesome.
And so I started working at the front desk at the studio. And then from there, I was like, I'm going to get my certifications. I think I want to coach.
Yeah.
And so I went through all of that, got my certification, did all the training to coach. Started coaching in April of 2023. Yeah, over a year. April of 2023. And from there, just like continued to work my way up. Now I'm head coach of the studio. I love it. Like I know 98% of the people that walk in there every day. And I just got really into fitness. That's like the coaching journey, I guess.
Right.
But like the fitness journey itself, I started to get really into running.
Yes, I saw that on your bio too because I'm super impressed because I love to run too.
Yeah.
And I saw you've done like 3 full marathons?
3, yeah. So
that's impressive.
So I
Congratulations.
went. Thank you. I mean, they're amazing, right? Like they're such a fun experience.
So fun. I've only ever done a half. I haven't done a full yet, but I did do a half like not too long ago.
Where was it at?
This was in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
And it was so hot. It was a summer scorcher kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And dude,
I can't.
it was really hard. So like, but like my mom did marathons and stuff like that. And so I was always like, well, if she can do that, I can do it. But now I'm like, dang mom, like you're a badass
You're
for
badass,
this.
Mom.
Because it's hard. And it was a really, really good time. But I trained on my own. I did the whole thing on my own. I ran the race alone. And like, I kind of wish I had some people that would like train with me and stuff, but I didn't do a run club or anything like that. You know?
Yes, I agree with you, but there is something so beautiful about like working up towards it, right? And then
100%.
you're like, I worked for this, and then that day just becomes so special. Like you cherish it forever.
Oh my gosh, I was so proud of myself. I was crying,
Yes.
like just doing a half. I was just like, because like I never thought I could do even that. So, but yeah, my
Right.
goal is to do a full marathon.
Well, I
someday.
think I'm gonna do Mesa in February. If you want to,
I don't think I can do it by February. Maybe I could do a half if I really go
okay,
like
you
now.
have
But,
Mesa. So running,
but
yes,
that's amazing. Congrats.
Thank you. I got into running. I was like, I really like running. I did 75 hard. That was what really.
Wow.
That's
Oh
what
my
really
God.
got me going.
That's crazy too.
So I did that.
Girl, you
No,
were-
I know, but that's what really got everything. There was this group. They're like, we're gonna do 75 hard, and I was like, okay, like I'll do it. And I was like, people started to fall off, and I was like, I've come too far. Like I just
Right.
need to finish. I just need to finish.
Yeah.
I did 75 hard, and that just kind of like trains your brain, right?
Yeah.
Like it's such a mental thing. And so once I did that, I don't know. And then I was like, it was just like a series of events that I don't know why they happen in the universe, whatever.
So were you doing 75 hard while you were training for a marathon?
No, I did 75 hard. So I started going to Orange Theory in January 2022.
Okay.
And then there was this challenge that started there through Orange Theory. And a lot of people were like, I want to do 75 hard. So a group was kind of like, we're going to do 75 hard. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll do it. This will
Can
be
you
great.
explain for the people who might not
yeah.
know what 75 hard is?
God, it's only been like 2 years. I don't have any, I guess, plans to do it again now that I've done it once, but 75 hard is like 75 days. There's an app for it too. It's 2 workouts a day. Each has to be 45 minutes and one has to be outside.
Right.
So like walking outside was always one of my workouts. You take a photo every day of yourself, a
You have to
gallon,
like read books and stuff too, don't
10
you?
pages of a book every day.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to like be like a self-help-ish book. I don't think it says, but that's kind of what I was reading.
Okay.
And then a gallon of water every day, which
That's a lot too.
you pee a lot. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. You pee a lot.
God.
And then sticking to like a diet. And then I don't know if I'm forgetting. Oh, no alcohol.
Okay.
So that's it. So I did that for 75 days. And from there,
Did you notice a difference after the words?
yeah, I have like on my, the mental shift, right? Of just like committing to something. I think that's what like really kickstarted like my dedication.
Yeah.
And being like, I can be dedicated to
Right.
something.
That's like the mind of like an athlete.
Yeah,
Or,
because
like-
you're choosing every day. Like I remember there was a couple days towards the end. I was living here when I was finishing it up. There were a couple days at the end where I was like starting to fall asleep and I would like freak out that I like hadn't completed everything.
Yeah.
Like it was to the work, it was like a mind. Like I was like, oh my God, like I need to not mess up. Like I was like 5 days away.
Oh my gosh.
And
yeah.
so I was like, oh my God. Like I was
You're
like, I
so
took all my
close.
photos, right?
Yeah.
I was giving myself like mini panic attacks. But once I did that, that was right before the summer of 2022. A friend and I were supposed to sign up for these series of 7 5Ks over the summer.
Okay.
She never signed up. I did.
Of course.
And I did them. So I did 7 5Ks over the summer. And from there, I was like, wow, I really, really like running. Like Orange Theory got me into running. The race style, like going to races is so fun.
Yeah.
And then I was in the fall of 2022. I saw somewhere, I don't know, it was on my phone or something, and it was said that only 1% of the population has ever run a marathon. And I don't know if it's the Aries in me or what it is, but I was like, I need to be a part of that.
Yeah. Nope. I understand that.
So from there, I was like, I need to be a part of that. And so from there, immediately, I was like, I'm going to run a marathon. And then that's when I trained and ran LA in March for my first marathon of 2023, or ever. It was in 2023 of March.
Okay.
And then immediately from there, I was like, I really like running. I want to get better. Worked with a run coach for 6 months.
Wow.
So until October.
Here in Phoenix.
So she actually lives, it was all online. She's my stepmom's friend from Ohio.
Okay.
And so I knew her already. So it kind of just like worked out.
That's cool. So
Oh,
you did
so
the first
cool.
marathon without any coach.
Yeah. And I was
like that.
still so new, right? Like there's
Yeah.
so much I didn't know. And like, I mean, I guess it's just like ignorance is bliss. It's kind of what they say
Yeah.
about your first marathon anyway. Like
Yeah.
ignorance really is bliss because you're not going to know how you feel until.
Yeah.
And like the training and just like heart rate stuff that I was just like,
You're just like, if I can run through, if I can make it through it, then I'm good.
Yeah,
You know?
then
I
I'm
mean, that
good.
was kind of my mindset with the half is just like, because I was like asking my mom who's ran marathons, I'm like, do you have any like advice or tips for like, maybe
Yeah.
like diet or like stretching or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah.
She's like, not really. I'm like, okay, girl, like I'm just going to do it. And I did it, but I was like, oh, man, I kind of wish I had some help, but.
Right. No, I know. I mean, working with a run coach is really great. And there's just so much, I think, as you like continue that you just like pick up on, right? They just like put in your book. Like when I tell people marathon training isn't a weight loss plan, they're like, what do you mean? Like you're running all the time. I'm like, oh no, but it's like the opposite.
Yeah.
Because your body you're consistently moving so much that you're hungry, right? And you want to like keep that food to store because you need the food to like have energy, right? Like
Yeah.
if you think about a car, like you can't run on no gas.
Right.
Like your car constantly needs to be fueled up. And so I didn't really know that my first marathon going in, but we learned a lot of lessons.
Yeah.
First marathon, worked with a run coach until October of last year. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to train by myself again and do LA again. And so over the last fall, I trained and like was really dedicated. Like I was sober. I didn't go out. I like kind of like shut myself off from the world and like was like a really big mental struggle.
It can be really isolating, I think, to train
it was
for
so
a
isolating.
marathon or when you're running and stuff.
So isolating, and to the point where it was like, I look back and it was like a really rough time, but I'm also like, I wouldn't take it back. Like I learned so much about myself mentally during that time. And now I found this like really beautiful balance in my life, but trained, ran LA, PR'd a little bit.
Nice.
And then I asked my mom for my birthday to buy me a Denver marathon ticket.
Nice.
Because why? What else would you want from your mom for your birthday? And I went and saw my best friend in Denver in May and then ran the Denver Marathon. But that one was for fun. I was like drinking beer at like 9 a.m. on the course.
Yeah.
That's what we call party pace.
You're like, I'm just going to do like, I mean, there's a lot less pressure whenever it's like
Oh,
that,
yeah. And I just saw the sights of Denver and just like, honestly.
Was it fun? Was it beautiful? Like, was it a lot of hills or like, I don't know. I would expect with Denver to be like pretty, up and down.
It wasn't elevation just in general, right? We're sitting at like 1,000.
How'd you breathe?
Right. I got to the end and I was like, this needs to be done. But it was really pretty. You run through the stadium, the Bronco Stadium. You run through like neighborhoods and stuff too. LA is super big. It's like a party the whole way.
Okay.
As in like there are people like pretty much constantly cheering for you, right?
Yeah,
so like very fun. The vibe, it's just the adrenaline, right? Denver a little bit less cheering, but like definitely still quite a few people. I think it's just the vibe of like so many people are there accomplishing something, either for the first time or like they've all worked for it, and it's just this like feeling that you can't even describe, like indescribable.
No, for sure. Like, and then so you're gonna do the one in February here.
Yeah.
Or in
So
Mesa?
after when I went to go visit my best friend in Denver, I was like, I don't know if I want to run this. Like I needed a mental break from running so bad. Like I needed to like Ross, like we're on a break. Like that's what I needed with running. And so we're drinking margaritas like 2 days before. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to do it. Like I'm here. I'll just do it. Did it. And then I took a break from running. I was obviously still working out. I was lifting a lot heavier and walking more.
Okay.
So I kind of took the summer off, like June, July, from running for the most part. And then August, which we're in currently, there's this thing we do at Orange Theory called Marathon Month.
Okay.
And so essentially people can sign up either to complete a half, a full, or an ultra and have the month to like get those miles in total.
Okay.
So you'd have 31 days. So like if you signed up for a full marathon in August, you would have 31 days to accumulate 26.2 miles.
Total.
Oh,
okay.
But in our franchise, there was like a prize, like you could win like a hypervolt gun. Anyway, like basically incentive, and there's a lot of motivating people there. And so I've run every single day this month.
Nice. Yeah, like there's so much for your mental break from running.
But no, I'm ready to be back. It's really great to be back. I really need a rest day. I don't recommend running for not having a rest day. I am pro rest. I'm just on a mission.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at like 106 miles for the month right now.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah, Sunday, September 1st, I can't be disturbed. I will be deceased on my couch.
Yeah. What kind of shoes do you wear when you're running?
Oh,
do you have
okay.
a recommendation?
Well, so I'm currently wearing these are I'm gonna show the chat.
Show the camera.
These are New Balances. I actually won not these specific ones, but I won this brand of shoe in a Christmas giveaway.
Oh, cool.
And I won them and I was like, wait, I really like them. And they've honestly just become kind of like my everyday shoe.
Okay.
I wear them to coach. I walk to work. I've been wearing them to run on the track. I really like them. They're light. I don't like to wear shoes where I feel like I'm wearing shoes.
Okay.
But with that being said, I'm a Hoka girl.
Okay.
And I like the Hoka Mocs, like the very light ones.
Okay.
What else? I have a pair of Asics that I would use for like recovery days outside. And then I do have a pair of Ultras too, which are kind of more traily run shoes. Okay. But I like that the toe box is really wide.
Okay.
Because during marathon training, I was at one point down a few toenails.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I about lost a couple too, just for the half.
Oh my God.
I wear Brooks. That's what I've been wearing to run in. But
I personally I don't know. I haven't found a Brooks shoe that I personally love.
Yeah.
I'm in the market for sure, especially once I start running outside once it gets cold for a new shoe. Because you can go to, it's like I think it's Roadrunner here.
Okay.
I get confused with all the names of the run short stores, but I just did it recently. You can run on their tread and it like videos your foot and like,
it's like gait analysis.
And you get like the inseam and they'll be like, this is the shoe for you. And so
I want to do that too.
No, it was super cool. And they like give you recommendations.
The perfect shoe.
Right. And say like what foot is like a little bit bigger, which is just crazy.
Right. Isn't that crazy?
So crazy. But yeah, these are the current everydays. And so they get dirty super fast.
So did you run already today?
I did. I woke up, I went to class at 5 a.m.
Girl.
I know.
No, I love that. That's like goals, honestly.
But I'm usually not a 5 a.m. girl. Don't get it mistaken. I like a good midday workout or a good evening workout.
I typically go like right at 11 or like 1. So I'm probably going to go do something after this. But so same for me. I used to run a lot and I've been like trying to find this balance between running and lifting because I do like to lift too. I love to lift heavy and I like to focus on like building muscle.
Yes.
But I like to run. So my whole struggle always has been just trying to find that balance. And I don't know if you have any recommendations for that.
I think the balance is like, God, balance is such a tricky word because I also enjoy lifting too. And I think it's just like, there's a time and season and everything with the balance, if that makes sense. So like there's a time where it's like, I really want to be into running. And like that's my focus. And then there's other times where it's like, I want to do a little bit of both. And there's times where it's like, I'm breaking up with running and I really want to focus on weightlifting. And I'm just very pro movement is medicine. That's kind of always been like my message, I guess.
Okay. Good
like
to
I'm
know.
never offended if anyone's like, I don't like Orange Theory. It's not for me. I'm like, that's super cool. You love yoga and I love that for you. I don't personally love yoga.
Okay.
Just not my jam.
Okay.
I would rather run to like clear my mind instead of like sit and pose. But I love that people love yoga. I think that movement is for everyone, but not certain types of exercise are for everyone.
That's fair. Yeah.
And
totally.
so I think that like, if you love
just commit to one, you think, or like you can kind of do it all or what?
I mean, if you want to do it, I guess I just like, I know that there's people out there that are like, this is the best way to work out for you. Right. And like all of that. And I'm like, I know that there's science behind a lot of it, but I do think that there's an element of just like the mental side of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you love hiking and that's what gets you up in the morning and you love to hike and you want to hike all the cool places, that's amazing. Right. Like that's great for your mind, whatever. I'm never going to sit here and tell someone like, you shouldn't do, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
you shouldn't do
sure.
this type of class, right? Like if you feel happy moving your body, you enjoy moving your body. I mean, I think that's movement is medicine.
Movement is medicine. I love that. That was one of my questions is if you had like a philosophy.
Yeah,
I
think that's it. Or like, I really, I've kind of adopted the mindset of keep flying. I
like that.
I use that a lot. Like I'll, in my Instagram, like when I do my dumps about things, like personal things and like keep flying. Yes. In the sense of like, I think running, when you think about it, that your feet are off the actual ground for like a split second. But I guess just like keep flying as in like, even if you're not a runner, like you keep flying towards your goals, your dreams, whatever it is, like just
keep
the journey
moving forward.
Yeah. And I just like the flying word. That's on my tattoo list of things to get.
You should. Yeah. That's really cute. I love that. Yeah. I'm like, lately the past few days, actually, I've been like working out, but not running. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like walk for a couple miles and then lift and stuff, or do like kettlebell. I've been doing a lot of kettlebell, which I love. That has been kicking my ass too. But then the past couple days, I'm like, I kind of like want to run again. So I've been like running, like just like 1 or 2 miles, just kind of getting my feet back under me, and I'm like. And I just feel like that's where I just feel so like that's a natural, really good workout for me. I'm always like dying, but it's like, it's so crazy to be able to run like 13, 14 miles at one point. And then like you take a break and then it's like 1 mile is a struggle.
No, and it is. And that's something that a lot of people, I think, or it's being talked about more now, where it is something that you really have to build up. Like it is.
And if you don't use it, you lose it.
No, really. Like, I mean, like they say once you run a marathon, one of the famous marathoners take like weeks off, right? Whatever. Because they've trained so hard, right? And they're running 5-minute miles for 26 miles. And so, I mean, there is, I think, a degree where there is a good amount of time to take off, especially after like a long race. But if you're just like casually running, right, and you take like 3 weeks off, I think people get defeated or like even set back more because they're like, why can't I run the 3 miles I just did 3 weeks ago? And it's just because our bodies, like, when we get adapted and we get used to it, if we can kind of like stay and maintain it, obviously, like give or take, then your body's gonna like hold on to it. But unfortunately, yeah, it is kind of something that if you take enough time off, it does like.
Yep.
But
quickly.
just with lifting too, right? Like if you don't lift and then you're like, oh, I haven't lifted in a month. And now why can't I lift these heavy weights?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's difficult for me to try to find that balance is my whole thing too, because like, you know, I'm like traveling a lot. I'm constantly traveling. I'm a full-time touring musician. So like I have to be able to, and like diet and travel and sleep and gym and all of that. It's just, it's hard, but I'm working on it.
No, I think because there's so many people that do travel for work and are just like travel for work. And then not only are you traveling, which traveling just like for whatever reason mentally just like takes you out.
Yes.
And then just it's not your regimen, your daily routine, right? So you're thrown out of your daily routine.
I thrive in routine.
Oh, me too. Pull out my calendar. I'm a to-do list girl. Like, let me write it down just so I can check it off.
Yeah.
And then the meals, right? So like you don't have that. I mean, you have grocery stores, right? But it's not like, oh, I can go home and cook myself a meal.
Yeah.
And
I'm at a hotel for like a week, you know?
Right.
What I mean?
With
like,
travel, it's so like, I guess honestly, the best advice I'd give for anyone that's traveling would be like staying hydrated, right? Like upping your water, especially when you go to different climates.
Oh my God, yeah.
Higher elevation, upping your water, and just trying to like, again, find something, move, walk through the city, enjoy it.
Get up, do some push-ups, I guess. I will do push-ups in my hotel room. Like
push-ups, yes. But having grace with yourself, that's I think another big one for me.
Definitely.
We beat ourselves up so much, or we fall into the comparison trap, like on social media. We like look at someone that is like, wow, I love them, they're inspiration, but we all started somewhere. We didn't just wake up, right, and run a marathon or wake up and like
look at you. You started. And then now look at you. You've ran 3 marathons now. But you couldn't do that when you first started, you know?
Right. And so when I say all this, it's like not like because I'm like some pinnacle of motivation or some like athletic background, right? It's just like I think that people, if they can learn to have grace with themselves, knowing that like for the most part, no one just like fell into it, right? I mean, like Olympic athletes that have been since they could stand, obviously have been doing things, but for a good majority, like the people that you probably look up to on Instagram and stuff, they definitely all started somewhere, whether they're showing it or not. And so not comparing their day 1,000 to your day 20, I think is really important because your day 1,000 will come eventually.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you tailor a workout to maybe a specific individual, because I feel like with Orange Theory, it's kind of like most of the people that are going to Orange Theory are fitness people probably. I don't know if you have ever had like an experience with like someone who maybe was like really nervous to come to Orange Theory for the first time, because it can be kind of intimidating, you know what I mean? And then like, or what if like, have you ever had like someone that's like, okay, like they're here, they're really trying, they want to be here, they might not be able to do everything we're doing, and like, is there any sort of specific attention that you can pay to like, you know, individuals that come into like an Orange Theory thing? Yeah.
So I think what's super cool about Orange Theory is it is, cause like a lot of times people will come in and they'll be like, are you setting like the treadmill for me? And I'm like, oh gosh, no, like you're touching that yourself, right? Like I'm just on the mic. I think what's really beautiful about Orange Theory, I guess, starting with the treads, is that it is all independent to like where your fitness level is at. Like you might have someone power walking, and then have someone sprinting right next to you, right? Depending on what's going on, or, not adding incline, right? And so there's always that like, you can always start, right? You don't have to add incline. You could just walk at a very low speed. Or so there's that power walking scale. Like we're always calling out power walkers. We have, I mean, a lot of people that come to Orange Theory are power walkers. Often I power walk too when I don't want to run, right? Yeah. Great for your glutes and hamstrings. Yeah. And then you have people that, are just getting into running, right? Just so kind of jogging, kind of walking. And as people continue to come, it's cool to see that progression and how they grow, right? And setting those new goals for themselves. So the tread is very, I would say, independent to where your fitness level is at. And we're coaching you to that, right? Like coaching you to where you're at. The rower, I guess, same thing. There's not like settings, right? Like on the tread, how you press things. The rower is using like 80% of like the big muscles in your body. You're like burning more calories on the rower than you would on the tread. Oh, I didn't know that. I would say the biggest, crazy, right? Yeah. The biggest thing with the rower is it's just like often like a misconfused. It's like the confused child. Yeah. Well, I mean, because I feel like if you've never done that before, and most people haven't, right? Like I would say a technique to it. Yes, like everyone that's coming in has walked before, right? And so putting you on a tread, we can at least like get that speed to a walk.
Yeah.
The rower, it's a water rower. So a lot of people, it's either their first time using it or they've used a rower like it. And it's just like definitely, I don't want to call it a science, but there is like a motion behind it, right?
A technique, I would say.
For sure a technique, right?
Yeah.
And so, honestly, that just takes a while to get down to, right? And
you have to get used to it.
For sure. Like, and you have to get used to that like flow and like the difference, like the pushback and everything. I have a love-hate relationship with the rower. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
I'd rather be on the tread all day. And then the weight floor, always modifications, right? So we can always go body weight. We don't have to add in weights. Okay. There's always like push-up modifications, right? We don't need to do a full like push-up, like with feet up, right? We can do hand release. We can do from the knee push-up. So I think like as a coach, right, that's like obviously something we learn when we go in, that like we're supposed to be offering those, right, to the people that need them, or if you have an injury or something's hurting your shoulders, like having those modifications too. And
be on the lookout for that probably
form
too,
and
right?
everything. Yeah. And I mean, people for the most part are really good about being like, hey, this is going on. And either they're seasoned and they've been coming for so long that they kind of know the modification they would make, or they're letting you know. So it's like, hey, when we're over there, if there's anything that's involving like shoulder, I can't do. And
if you see me not doing it, I'm just like, I'm injured or
like, what are my options? So right, no, that would be. I mean, I think that's what's really great about Orange Theory itself, is that there are so many different options to cater to anyone that wants to come in and take class.
Yeah, I love that. And so like also outside of the Orange Theory, you do like personal training and stuff too, right? Or like it's online coaching. So I guess you could call it personal training. Yeah. It's not like I'm going in person with anyone like that. But it's through a company called 444 Coaching. Okay. They're based in the UK. I actually follow the girl that kind of is like the starter, the founder of it. She was someone that my friend and I had followed for a while. And I remember I had sent her like a running video, maybe the end of 2022, because she was like putting this collage together, and she just kind of like start to grow up in like the social media world. And we just started chatting, followed one another. And so like we've kind of been like mutuals for a hot second. And then they had a coaching position like open online. Anyway, the pieces of the puzzle just fell together somehow. And somehow I'm now part of the team, and I'm very, very grateful. Nice. I'm a very spiritual girl. And so my birthday is April 4th, and I was born at 4 p.m. So I've worn this 444 necklace for like forever. Wow. And so now I work for a company called 444. So it just all feels very, very beautiful. Like so meant to be kind of, yeah. So yeah, I have clients on there. So, I'm like putting training plans together for them. I do weekly check-ins, setting goals, kind of all of that. I can do one-on-one calls and everything. Nice. I'm just not necessarily, obviously, if someone came to visit and was in Phoenix, I would meet up with them. But they're kind of, I've got girls that are like on the East Coast, California, whatever. So that's been fun too. Cool. Supporting people and like making it very personal. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's probably stretching your coaching abilities in a different direction too, and that's probably good. You know. For sure. Yeah, it's like a whole new. It was definitely a learning curve, whole new world. But yeah, I guess just having grace with yourself while you figure it out. But that's been very fun, and just like meeting people and like supporting them, I think, and like watching them like believe in themselves and like believe in their potential is like a really beautiful thing. Like it makes me very emotional, right? When they're like, I didn't think I could, and then I did, and I'm like, I know, like how great. And that's rewarding, you know what I mean? My gosh, right? Because I do get like emotional when they're like, thank you for like your support or whatever, and I'm like, you're welcome all day, right? Or people at Orange, they thank me, but I'm like, that's you, right? Like you did that. You did it. Yeah. Like I might, that. And I just like, and so I'm always like, I think taken aback in a sense, like it's almost like imposter syndrome where I'm like, I appreciate your thank you, but like, it wasn't me that did that. You're like, it was I'm your biggest cheerleader. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I love that. That's awesome. Well, I only have a couple more questions for you. We're almost to the end. We've been here for about 30 minutes. So that's typically where I try to, get you out of here and get you back on your day. No, that's just been great. Thank you so much for coming. This is awesome. I wanted to ask you a little bit about like what you've been doing here at Kenect, and how that's been going for you, and just tell us a little bit about what we can expect from you here. Yeah. So we have a class. So it was kind of like HIIT class that was being offered. And now we've I know they took a poll, so we've kind of changed up, I guess, the style. So going to be like more strength HIIT. Okay. So kind of more focusing on like weightlifting with like a little bit of HIIT. So probably like a full body focus, right? Like an upper body, a lower body, like core cardio, whatever.
And that was going on Tuesday mornings. And we switched, since it's the end of the month, we're switching it. Since I took a pool, we're doing 6:30 a.m. on Wednesdays.
6:30 a.m. on Wednesdays starting in September.
Yeah, so September 6th, which the first Wednesday is the 4th, I believe.
Okay, cool. So y'all can come to that. If
and then, Run Club starts again, I believe, in October.
Okay.
We stopped Run Club.
In the summer, probably. Or?
Yeah, I want to say the last one was maybe either April or May. And then we were like, yeah, let's stop.
Yeah, I did Run Club at Kenect Nashville. Actually, I led the Run Club there.
Oh my god, amazing! Okay, well then you have to come to Run Club.
I would love to. I'm just like, yeah. So how do you like? I mean, like running here, girl. I can't. It's too hot. It is like really killer. I'm just on the treadmill.
Once it gets cold, it's so beautiful though.
Oh yeah, I bet. Like in October.
Have you not been here for a fall?
No. I've only been here for like a month now. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, wait until October.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It'll get so much
That's
better.
fun. I'm gonna come run with you.
No, we can. It'll be so fun. And honestly, it's just like chill. We were doing it Saturday mornings.
Okay, perfect.
So it was like a great. I mean, we might. I don't know when we'll figure out when we're gonna do it now. But it was a great way to because it was so dead downtown in the morning, right? Because who's up at like 8 a.m. on Saturday morning?
Oh my gosh, that sounds fun. Okay, I'm definitely gonna join you for that. If I'm around, hopefully I will be. I'm like I said, I'm kind of always on the go.
Felt that.
But circling back to, and this is like my last question for you. Another big part of this podcast and something that I always ask my guests is like, how do you, goes back to balance, right?
Okay.
How do you balance that hustle mentality and finding some time for yourself to clear your mind or to relax? And like, for me, it's like, I love to like light a candle and like read a book or like, sit down and like just bundle up, and I'm all about being as cozy as possible.
Okay.
And I try to, that's really important to me to have that like alone time. Yeah. So like, what do you do?
So in general, I thrive very well being busy. Like I think I would go very stir crazy if I like sat at a desk and worked at a computer.
Yeah. Like
a 9 to 5. So just in like life and like my balance in general, I do very well being busy.
On the go. Yeah.
Like my mind as well. Like I mentioned, I'm a very to-do list girly. So I'm very much like I am writing out things that need to be done. Like I'm writing out my calendar on paper. My calendar is in my phone. I'm just very organized. Like I need to be right. Like for my mind to be organized, I need to be able to visualize it.
Yep.
And with that, I think just knowing my schedule, I'm able to kind of like, I'm always thinking about like the times that I have for free time, which I think being someone that enjoys hustling, right, and like being on the go, I think it makes me even more appreciative for the time that you aren't doing that, right?
Exactly. No, that's exactly what I'm saying too. Yeah.
And while I do need introverted time, I think I refuel by being around people I love.
Okay.
Like I know my times when I'm like, I need to be alone for a little while.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with anyone. I'm just like, I need to not be around anyone. I need to be in my own space. And so I know those times.
Recenter a little bit.
Yeah, I know those times where it's just like doors closed, like I'm not making plans. But a lot of times with that balance, like when I'm not working, I really do enjoy like hanging out with my friends, like or my family. I think it's just like those are the people that are in my court. And like I'm not like with Orange Theory and all of that, like the kind of job I do, it's kind of like, you get it, like you're presenting yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like you're, I guess, like on, right?
Yeah.
Like you're on, right?
I know
and
exactly
that's not who I am.
Right.
But I think
it's like an elevated version of yourself.
For sure. And so I think when it comes to like the people that I know my best that I don't feel like I need to like be on for, I think I get very recharged with that, whether we're like going out somewhere downtown or just like going to the store or hanging out. I also enjoy a good Netflix show.
Yeah.
Honestly, like laying in bed, I'm almost on with How I Met Your Mother.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't have like a specific thing. I think just like having it planned out, knowing the time I have. I enjoy traveling. But yeah, that's probably my sit down, watch a show, lay there,
take a few minutes.
Yeah. And then just be like, okay.
Yeah. And now I'm back.
Yeah. Right? Now I'm back. Let's do it.
I feel you too. I've been like trying to like, I've been so stressed out the past few weeks about. I've been trying to like find something to distract myself for when I'm like, I need to just chill for a second.
Yeah.
I've been watching House of the Dragon. It's
Okay.
been really fun. I love it.
I have not seen that. Yeah, I'm almost done with How I Met Your Mother, and then I need
Slay.
another new show after that.
Maybe do House of the Dragon. It's really
Is
good.
it on Netflix?
It's on HBO Max.
Okay.
I don't have
I think I
Netflix
can-
anymore.
I think so. Fun fact about me is I don't have a TV.
Okay.
So when I say I watch shows, I'm like I'm on my couch.
On the
I'm
laptop or whatever.
I'm on my phone. Like I'm watching shows on my phone, and I
Okay.
watch shows on my phone because I would never. I used to have a TV and I wouldn't use it.
No, like I wouldn't have a TV either, but they have one here. I connect.
In your
It's
yeah,
built
in your
in.
apartment. Yeah. I just wouldn't use it, and so I was like, I moved into my new apartment. I was like, I don't need this. I'm not using it.
Yeah.
Or
What's
if
the
I
point?
played a show on the TV, I would like look at my phone. I'm like,
No, I know exactly what you mean. Oh my God. It feels weird for me to have the TV on too. I'd rather just watch it on my phone. But anyway, well, okay. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to give you the opportunity to promote if you have like a website, social media,
Gosh.
whatever. And if you have any classes coming up or something that you want to shout out, your Orange Theory or Connect.
yeah. Well, if you're ever downtown or you live downtown, Phoenix, come take a class at Orange Theory. Or if you live in Kenect, come take class. I don't have the TikTok anymore. The TikTok. That's good.
The TikTok.
I don't have the TikTok anymore. I do have Instagram. Instagram's like my main jam. Love Insta.
Okay.
That's like the main thing that I post on all the time. It's just my first and last name. So
Okay.
McKenna Brumbaugh.
Okay. We'll put it in
I
the.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
I'm that's not like one of those easy ones to spell. So if
We'll
you
put
can,
it in the show notes for those listening.
if you can spell that without it being written out for you. But yeah, other than that, I guess, I mean, like I have my links on my Instagram too, like Linktree
Cool.
and everything. So everything's on there. Yeah, that's probably just live, love, laugh.
Keep
flying. Keep flying.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
Thank you for
with
having
us.
me. This was so fun. Love it.
I'll definitely try to come take one of your classes soon.
Yes,
and
please.
We'll make it happen. And yeah, I guess
Okay.
that's it. Okay.
Woohoo.
For those of you at home, be sure to check us out. Make sure to go follow McKenna. Follow me at Zach. Follow Kenect at Kenect Nashville, Kenect Phoenix for all of your Kenect needs. And with that being said, that's going to do it. We'll see you next time. Bye.